Welcome. In this lesson, we are going to create cost tracker based on real usage. Not like in one of the earlier example, we calculated tokens based on the considering 4 characters a token. But in this example, we will use usage object which gives us real input and the output tokens. Let me navigate to Visual Studio Code. First, I will create a cost tracker service.java. Let me annotate this with service annotation. I'll define a logger. Also, I need an instance of meter registry. Let me import this logger from the SL4J. Now instantiate this meter registry with the constructor. Let me accept this coding suggestion. I'll also define a final field for total cost. Let me instantiate this variable using meter registry gauge. I'll keep this AI API.cost.total. I will also pass a lambda. This lambda function expose the gauge values as dollars. I will hardcode here GPT-4 token costs, input cost and the output cost. Now I'll write method for calculating the cost. Here I pass input tokens and the output tokens. I will calculate total cost, input tokens, GPT-4 input cost, output tokens multiplied by GPT-4 output cost. I will add this cost meter registry. Also, I'll convert the cost to micros. Now I will add and get cost micros. I will add the logger statement which logs cost and the input tokens and the output tokens. Now I'll define a cost tracking controller. I'll create the file. I will add REST controller and request mapping annotation. I'll define a logger, import the logger from SL4J. Let's add two fields, chat client and the cost tracker service. I will accept this coding suggestion. I have to make changes here in the chat client.build. Now let me define the get mapping. I have named it chat cost tracked. I'll take a string parameter here. I have named it message and also a default value. Now within try block, I will call the chat client. I'll use chat client dot prompt dot user. I'll pass the message, then call, then content. This time I use chat response. I'll store it in a variable chat response. I'll extract the text content from the chat response and store it in a variable. I have named it content. Earlier, we manually calculated the tokens used, that is both input tokens and the output tokens. Now we use usage object. What we will do is we use chat response dot get metadata and get usage. Now we can get input tokens usage dot get prompt tokens. Then in output tokens usage dot get completion tokens. Now we use our cost tracker and we send our both input tokens and output tokens and then return the content. Then catch the exception. We log the exception here. Now our API is ready. Let's build it. And run. Let me bring up the Postman. I have already added the API. Here it is. AI Observability Chat Cost Tracked. Let me use the same message here as well. I'll hit the API. Let me navigate to Visual Studio Code. Let's see the logs. So total tokens, 20 tokens. Output is 333 tokens. And the total API cost is this much. Let's see the metrics now. Let's use this metric. Let's see what value we get. It's giving us 700. In our log, it is 333 plus 20, that is 353. And in this API, it is 706. It's showing exactly double. Not sure why this metric shows exactly double of actual usage. We will finish this tutorial here. In the next tutorial, we will look at health APIs. we will add LLM and vector store to the health API. We'll see you there.